Hello and welcome to FTT Chats. I'm Liz Lumley. This is where we sit down with some of the great and the good of fintech for a bit of a chat. So today I am sitting down with Ruta Merkavechita. I probably pronounced that completely wrong because I'm horrible, from the Bank of Lithuania. Hello, Ruta. How are you?
Hello, Liz. It's nice to have me here for you.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about open banking and other stuff going on in the Baltics and Eastern Europe, but I'm going to start you off with our first question that we ask everybody, and that is, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, so I'm just a simple woman working at the Central Bank of Lithuania. So I am a head of division that is responsible for supervising so-called fintech companies, e-money and payment institutions. We have them really a big number, it's 120. And what could I say that among e-money institutions, the number of e-money institutions, we are the first within European Union. Mm-hmm. And also one of my responsibilities, I am a co-chairperson of one standing committee at the European Banking Authority that is responsible for payment services. So my work is really to unite and to have the agreement with 27 EU competent authorities in areas like payment services.
Excellent. So, I really wanted to sort of get your viewpoints, working for a central bank and, of course, also working Europe-wide in payments. So you have a really kind of an interesting viewpoint on the launch and the evolution of open banking. And, I kind of wanted to get your viewpoints on from the bank point of view. What are some of the sort of benefits of open banking for incumbent banks?
It's a very good question, because usually when you talk about open banking, you see the benefits only for third-party providers. This is fintech companies. So I guess for incumbent banks, one of the advantages is that they could be also fintech companies. What I mean is, what we saw that firstly, banks was really not too into open banking, but then they thought maybe we could use some of these policies of this regulation and act as fintechs. What I mean is really to provide payment initiation services, and we saw that really this open banking made do something for banks and innovate themselves and to provide some kind of services that is consumer friendly.
Yeah, my next question is really sort of flipping that question on the other side of the coin, and just from your point of view, what has been the reaction from the consumers to open banking in your region?
So in my region, the reaction was really huge. What I mean, one of our biggest banks, they said that 85% of their clientele has used TPP services. It's payment initiation and account information services. Within 1 year, it's a huge number. But it's already, I have to explain why, because our all e-commerce payments are made via TPP solution. When you are paying for goods, when you are buying clothes, you are not paying with a card, you're using the access to your bank account via payment initiation services. So I guess our customers, our consumers are really eager to use that, and it really changed the landscape of e-commerce in general.
Yeah, so I wanted to continue on the sort of consumer side question. Are we seeing more personalized products aimed at consumers because of open banking evolution?
So I guess everything depends what brings value for us as a consumers. Mm-hmm. And it says, from behavioral or economics part, we as a persons, we like personalized services. So then it brings, open banking. What could it bring as a consumer of more personalized? And of course, the data on us is something that service provider could attribute and see your behavioral patterns and provide you some personalization. So what we see nowadays, it was only 1 year past till the PSD2 were implemented like fully. What we see that new TPP, third-party providers, are being licensed in order to aggregate customers' data and provide added value solutions. So just name it. It's from investment advisors, then to the creditworthiness assessment. From one part, it's as a consumer, why should I share this data with this third-party providers? But what it brings, then I can easily access your data. I can easily evaluate your creditworthiness and provide you a credit fast. Then if I easily see what your expenditure patterns, where you spend your money, I can provide you the advice how to invest, what to spend. And from another part, it's what I'm talking about, financial services. We are going broader way that seeing your patterns, where you spend money, it could be used also that maybe some kind of product for you would be really interesting and useful for you. If I see that you like to have a tendency to spend and buy one in one shop, maybe it would be interesting to buy in another. So it's really a big opportunity for companies to provide these added services for customers, to personalize them to customers, and for customers to feel this value, not to be treated as default customer, but to see some personalization in the services.
So I'm sure we can we can expand on that when we see you again speaking on October 14th at our FTT Virtual Nordics event, which is coming up very soon. But for our final question, I sometimes like to get out of the financial services fintech nerd bubble for a bit and find a bit more personal questions. So, Ruta, what brings you joy?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Like in Italy, the people like to talk about food. The food brings joy for them, I guess. In Baltics, it's all about weather, because we don't have a good weather all the time. But today I have a joy because our weather in autumn is very great. But also, I just want to bring from professional point of view, the joy, the biggest joy, what brings to me, it's a meaningful work. And if we go to the open banking, just creating this policies as a policy creator, as a supervisor, it brings me joy when I see the fruits of it.
Excellent. No, I have to say the weather is something that brings people joy over in the UK as well, as I sit in a very overcast day. But anyway, Ruta, thank you so much for speaking with us, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Bye-bye.
Bye.